I work with the Blackfoot Women's Empowerment Project, and that was a response to the high rates of missing and murdered Indigenous women within Indigenous communities. So we're hoping to empower women to kind of reclaim identity, reclaim their voice, and understand who they are as Indigenous women within a contemporary Euro-Canadian setting. So the Pendleton coats go back far into like earlier colonial times, and they were a way of replacing what used to keep them warm. And then as you come to contemporary times, Pendleton coats are now super expensive. So even though they're used to almost identify Indigenous people, most Indigenous people cannot afford them. So within my role as the coordinator for the Blackfoot Women's Empowerment Project, I went and sought out funding and was able to secure like partial donation for the blankets, and then we purchased them and provided them to the women so that they could then make their own Pendleton coat. So we saw something that was unattainable, and then we filled that gap with resources to make it attainable.
Well, a Pendleton coat is, I usually, when I was like a little girl, I would see like women wearing them at powwows and at ceremonies predominantly. And I feel like that's a really sophisticated way of sewing, because it's such a big blanket and it costs so much, and the designs on the blanket, some of them are like really old designs, and so that's how I perceive Pendleton jackets to be. I came to school here in uLethbridge, and you didn't see these ribbon skirts or ribbon shirts. It's nice seeing how fashion through Native people is just like breaking all these barriers, and it's just doing it so effortlessly, and that's why I like it, I guess. So.
Yeah, Pendleton coat to me is just part of the traditional wear when people go to ceremonies. It's a warm coat for the really cold weathers, nice and long. So if you're a dancer, you can have your outfit underneath, but just to be all around warm and all purpose.
These women have been meeting every week since November, and it's kind of to help them build community within an urban setting. So when Indigenous people move to the city, sometimes they don't know who's living in the city. And this is to kind of open those doors and let them meet each other, get to know each other, and start to feel comfortable with each other, build that community within an urban setting. And then with the conference this weekend, we are hosting our second conference, and it's building off of everything that we've done since, I think, 2019. So the aim of the project was to build economic prosperity within Blackfoot communities and Blackfoot women. But now we're starting to look at fostering identity and fostering kinship alliances and community connections.
Well, the reason why I came here is because I'm not that good of a sewer. I wanted to learn how I can make these Pendleton jackets and learn tips and tricks from all these expert sewers that are taking this class. And it's a really empowering experience because, some of the people here, some of them don't know what they're doing, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that is here to learn. And yeah, it's nice when women come together to just sew.
So I think this event is to empower women and learning new skills that most of us don't have. So with Melissa and Megan, being able to share their skills with us so that we can pass that down to our children. And so I think that's part of the learning, is the skills that we missed out when we were young, we're able to now learn it to pass it down to our children and youth. For me, I just happened to fall upon it. One of my past students saw a posting several weeks ago and just said, should we sign up for this? And so I'm so glad I did, because not only has it got me connected to really powerful, educated women, but it's also helped my mental health. This is just something I do for myself. So after a long work week on a Thursday, come and learn, laugh, and just be around people that are all positive.
The space was really useful because of the light, because most people don't know about agility. You talk about agility, they're like, what is that? So I've done a couple projects with agility, and whenever I need to do a huge project and I need additional support in terms of resources like sewing machines, then I reach out to agility, let them know, hey, this is what's going on. Are we able to collaborate together to bring this to community? But at the same time, it allows us to have conversations about post-secondary with women and to think about pursuing a post-secondary education.
I'm just very thankful to the funders that allowed this program to go, and I just wish it could go on forever. Like, I would totally just love to be able to do this, and I know the ladies are tired and they have several other hats they wear in a day, but I think that it's really important that we remember to raise each other up.